Hi guys, it's Blackie, and if it's Friday, it's time for another Down and Dirty Woodscraft tip or trick. As you know, in a recent video I was talking about books I recently got, and I was reading through them at one of the books, the complete book of camping, and it hit upon a really old tip or trick for using matches in camp. And it talked about a way to waterproof matches and how to improve a match. And what they talked about was you took a standard kitchen match and you dipped it halfway into a thing of clear fingernail polish to waterproof it. Then you simply let it dry. And it said, but do not dip the whole thing in, because once it ignites, it will burn the fingernail polish. It makes a bigger, hotter flame, and if you dip the whole thing, the whole match will catch fire, and you've got nothing to hold on to. Well, that got me to thinking. I remember this. I remember when we used to dip kitchen matches into paraffin wax or candle wax to waterproof them, to carry in our match safes and our shirt pockets and stuff in the summer going camping, where you're going to be sweating, you're going to be wet, and if you didn't waterproof the matches, they got damp. And so, yes, you could carry a lighter, but that was always on the risk of the flint going out or running out of fuel, or it simply evaporating in the heat, or carrying a Zippo in a pocket and a pair of jeans. You run the risk of it blistering you as it evaporated from body heat and etc., and the fact it was 95 degrees out here, and then sopping wet jeans, and it actually kind of blistered you on the leg from those fumes. And so a lot of us carried matches back then. So I decided to, looking at this, and this was written in the late 1950s, and I'm thinking, well, that's 70 years ago. Is modern fingernail polish still a viable way to do this? So I decided to try it. I picked up a cheap thing of clear fingernail polish. And what I did was I took these two matches right here, and I dipped them halfway into the fingernail polish solution, and then I set them aside to dry. They've been drying for a little over an hour. They're just a grunt tacky, but not bad. And then these two are going to be our control. Now, if this does the way I want, when I ignite it, the flame is going to start at the head and then go down halfway down that stick fairly rapidly, making a hotter, improved match. So let's find out. Okay, for a test, I'm going to start with a standard match right out of the same box. And these are low quality matches, as you can tell. Okay. Really low little flame. Slowly burning. They ain't like the old blue and green tip matches we had years ago, that they were a fire, boy. Alright, just see how it does. It burns slow, but it's a very small flame. Okay? Now let's take one of the matches that's been dipped. Okay? Right off the bat, much more flame. And the flame is spreading down the match like it said it would. A much bigger flame, much hotter flame. So not only is it waterproofed, it's actually improved that match. Now it's getting to the end of where I dipped and going back to none. So now it's back down to a real small little flame. Easily put out by a little bit of breeze. So by simply taking some of the cheap fingernail polish that's available right now, and like I said, that's out of the dollar store. That's that super cheap stuff they sell on the bottom shelf that's not worth a flip for real good fingernail polish. The ladies don't even like it, it's so cheap. I think it was 97 cents for that bottle. I can waterproof and improve a lot of matches now, can't I? Plus, I make a bigger, hotter flame. Now, is there still a place in matches in our modern kits? Yes, there is. Now, I also carry the lifeboat matches. Why do we carry the lifeboat matches? One, they're waterproof and they make a much bigger, hotter flame. Now, don't they? And that's one of the reasons we like it. I like matches because in certain situations, when I've got a tinder bundle and I got a breeze like crazy, or even holding a lighter is going to get fanned out by the breeze and etc., a thing that I like to do is take and get positioned, get ready, and when the wind drops, just hair strike and then shove one of them lifeboat matches into the tinder. And then use my hands to cut the wind off of it to let that whole match get going and cooking. By dipping this plain old kitchen match, I get a nice hot flame at a much cheaper price and more matches than I get off that lifeboat matches. And I can save my lifeboat matches for the more serious stuff and use the standard kitchen match now to produce a brighter, hotter flame. I've improved the matches. Now, like I said, back in the day when we had the old blue matches that struck anywhere and the old green with the white tip matches that struck anywhere, the actual coating on the end of the match was bigger. I remember that. And I remember that when you struck them, you had like 1.5 inches of flame off that sucker. As you saw a minute ago when I struck these made out of China matches that you get at Walmart now, it's an itty bitty 1/8 of an inch or something flame coming off of it. Barely adequate for anything. But for lighting a fire, if I dip them, I make a bigger, hotter flame and a better chance to get a tinder bundle going. Now, don't I? Hope you've enjoyed this tip, guys. If you have, please hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And there'll be more tips coming along. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.